Hey, guess what? As the water levels drop like crazy, tons of cool stuff are popping up. We're talking about mind-blowing artifacts from ancient times, epic historical treasures, spooky old trails with mysterious warnings, and even some mythical creatures thrown into the mix. Get set to dive into the chilling discoveries uncovered in rivers. Dinosaur tracks. Rivers around the globe are drying up, and as the water levels drop, some pretty wild secrets from the past are coming to light. A few years ago, a river in Texas partially dried up and revealed something astonishing. A trail of massive footprints appeared out of nowhere. These huge, triangular-shaped footprints were believed to be left by Athrancanthosaurus, a gigantic prehistoric lizard with a high spine, weighing in at about 14,000 pounds. Back in the day, this place was a seashore where this 113-million-year-old dinosaur used to roam. Now, it's giving us a once-in-a-lifetime peek into the past. Buddhist statue. It's not just ancient footprints or bones. The drought is revealing some incredible historical structures too. Due to the intense heat wave in China and dropping water levels in the Yangtze River, 3 Buddhist statues have resurfaced after being submerged for 600 years. These statues, found on the highest part of an island in the southwestern region, are thought to date back to the Ming and Qing dynasties. One of the statues features a monk seated on a lotus pedestal. Carved into a significant rock outcrop, these iconic sculptures now offer a vivid glimpse into the deep-rooted wisdom traditions of the past. Hunger stones. The hunger stones, engraved with dire warnings, have resurfaced due to falling river levels. These stones were originally placed by the German governments in the 1600s during severe droughts as a way for the starving populace to communicate with the authorities. Eventually, these stones ended up submerged in rivers. But it wasn't just official stones. Many people also inscribed messages on them to warn future generations of potential disasters. These stones were meant to be seen only when the rivers dried up, which is happening now. So, does this mean a major famine is looming? Ancient bison skull. Once again unveiling the secrets of the past, a river in eastern Montana has yielded centuries-old bison skulls. A man fishing in the area noticed a large skeleton drifting towards him. After retrieving it from the water, he realized it was no ordinary find, but an ancient bison skull. On another occasion, 2 friends exploring the Missouri River took advantage of the low water levels and discovered a massive fossil complete with a pair of horns. Curious to learn more about their find, they sent it to an archaeologist. After weeks of study, the expert confirmed that it was indeed a fossil of an ancient bison, and it might even belong to a species of bison that is now extinct. Mummified crocs. This find is just as bizarre as it sounds: mummified crocodiles. You might imagine this as some ancient handiwork, but these river monsters were actually preserved by nature itself. This unusual discovery was made by archaeologists who were clearing sand pits near the dried-up banks of the River Nile. The team was astonished to uncover large remains of ancient reptiles. 5 were just heads, while 5 others were fully intact, dried-up bodies. A few years ago in Australia, a stunning discovery shook up what we thought we knew about crocodile origins and evolution. Researchers unearthed the fossilized remains of a crocodile species dubbed Confractosuchus saurochtonos, also known as the broken dinosaur killer. This ancient predator roamed the Earth over 95 million years ago, offering new insights into the prehistoric world. Human footprint. Back in the day, everyone agreed that dinosaurs roamed the Earth way before humans ever showed up, and that's pretty much still the story. But recently, a few finds have started making people wonder a bit. One wild discovery is a human footprint smack dab next to a dinosaur's. A guy in Texas was walking through a dry riverbed and stumbled upon these huge prints. At first, he figured they were made by some massive beast, but on closer inspection, they turned out to be unmistakably human. What's even crazier? These human footprints were right next to dinosaur tracks. So, does this mean humans and dinosaurs might have hung out together, or is there a better explanation out there? A century-old shipwreck. While disappearing rivers might signal severe droughts, they're also revealing glimpses into ancient human life in some areas. Beyond uncovering submerged treasures, warnings, and statues, the drought across Europe has exposed the hulks of warships. In a similar vein, the lowering water levels in the Mississippi River have brought the remains of a huge ship into view again. Hidden for over a century, these are the ruins of the Brook Hill Ferry, which sank back in 1915. The reasons behind its sinking and why it was abandoned remain a mystery yet to be solved. Spanish Stonehenge. Often confused with ancient tombs, Stonehenges have resurfaced for the first time in 50 years after outlasting the water. Initially discovered during a drought in 1926, they vanished once again under floodwaters. Although their reappearance may signal another drought, archaeologists are excited to finally get a chance to study these stones. With numerous human remains found around these stones, there's a theory that they might actually be tombstones. However, nothing can be confirmed until the research is complete. Mammoth tusk and skull. Walking along the riverbank not only exposes some of the richest soil, it can also offer a window into the past. This was exactly the case for an explorer trekking along a muddy riverbank in Siberia. There, he stumbled upon a mammoth tusk measuring an impressive 10 feet long, nestled in the silt. It's believed this tusk belonged to a giant ancient elephant that might have roamed the area around 5 million years ago. But the discoveries didn't stop there. As the explorer continued, he also found a huge mammoth skull from the same creature waiting to be unearthed. Both the tusk and skull, along with other prehistoric finds, are now displayed in a museum for all to see. Ancient Indian artifacts. Explorers are always on the lookout for ancient Indian artifacts in rivers with low water levels, especially those representing the ancient Aryan people who lived centuries ago, some even dating back to the Ice Age. Items like arrowheads, points, and Noah bells are highly valued by researchers. The oldest arrowheads could reveal details about civilizations as far back as 65,000 years, while more recent ones could provide insights into those around 6,000 years old. These discoveries open up opportunities for researchers to learn more about ancient defense strategies and the weapons used. Despite the challenge in identifying these artifacts, many Native Americans have claimed to have recently found them. Underriver Cave. The Euphrates, the longest and historically most significant river in Western Asia, conceals countless mysteries and stories known to only a few. Like many of the world's major rivers, the Euphrates is drying up, revealing many unusual structures. Among these is a mysterious underground opening. Archaeologists speculate that it could be the entrance to a cave beneath this ancient river. However, there's also a chance it leads to a buried tomb, which could provide researchers valuable insights into the lives of early peoples. Huge fossil found. No matter its size, any genuine fossil is a monumental discovery, especially when linked to the Miocene era, known for its incredible antiquity as the first geological epoch, believed to be millions of years old. While shark teeth and fossils related to shark species are commonly found, scientists affirm that the Miocene era teemed with an array of remarkable fish, reptiles, and wild animals. In this case, a man discovered a large fossil, clearly not from a shark. He decided to take it to a research lab to uncover more about this fascinating era. Gold in dried river. Among all the treasures uncovered by drying rivers, this might be one of the coolest finds. Not ancient fossils or skulls, but gold. That's right, people have been discovering tiny particles of gold in the Fraser River. Interestingly, this isn't a new phenomenon. The rush began in the mid-1800s, when a large number of gold miners flocked to the Fraser River, spurred by nearby mines. This has reignited the gold fever in the Fraser River, prompting people to once again try their luck and search for gold. 500-year-old skeleton. A few years ago, as the River Thames dried up in parts, an astonishing sight was revealed: a human skeleton clad in long leather boots. Found during excavation work, the medieval skeleton startled the workers with its thigh-high boots featuring sturdy, reinforced double soles, possibly stuffed with moss to keep the wearer's feet warm or to improve the fit. Believed to be about 500 years old, the skeleton offered a window into the life of ancient London. The exact circumstances of how he ended up there remain a mystery, but the boots, along with evidence from his bones, suggested that he may have died while working on the river. Millennium's old human skull. While kayaking in an almost dried up river in Minnesota, a group of kayakers made a shocking discovery: a human skull. Initially stunned to find any human remains, the skull's age was an even bigger surprise. Upon carbon dating, researchers determined it wasn't from a decade or even a century ago, but from 8,000 years in the past. Yes, the skull belonged to a man who roamed the planet thousands of years ago. How it ended up in the river remains a mystery, one even researchers can't yet explain. But as this river continues to reveal mysterious items, they are hopeful that this find isn't the only remarkable discovery awaiting them in Minnesota's waters. Horned crocodile. A surprising twist in the history of crocodiles emerged when a team of researchers, seeking extraordinary finds, dove into a flooded underwater cave in Australia. There, they discovered a crocodile species thought to have gone extinct around 2,000 years ago. This wasn't just any find, it was an 8 million year old skull that has given scientists valuable insights into crocodile evolution. Dubbed the horned crocodile, this skull represents a species previously unknown to science. The reasons behind its extinction remain one of the biggest mysteries. After analyzing the collected specimen, researchers are optimistic about integrating the horned crocodile into the broader narrative of crocodile evolution. Unicorn skull. If you think unicorns are purely mythical creatures, you might want to reconsider. Recently, some fossils found by locals suggest that unicorns might have been real animals that lived before, or possibly even alongside humans. The first clue came when an engineer from Egypt, working on the pyramids, stumbled upon what appeared to be a unicorn skull. More discoveries followed. While experts are still debating the authenticity of these findings, they have indicated that such a creature did exist. However, despite its horse-like appearance and prominent horn, it actually bore more resemblance to a rhinoceros than to the mythical horse we imagine. 90 million years old fish. While participating in a fishing competition on the Missouri River, a man from Elkhorn made a spectacular discovery that overshadowed the entire event. Following a poor cast, his lure got caught on what he thought was a rock. As he paddled his kayak closer to free the lure, he noticed some bones. Assuming they were just deer or catfish remains, he snapped a quick photo and returned to his fishing. However, when he later shared the photos online, it turned out the bones were actually fossilized remains of a prehistoric fish. Known as a bulldog, this 20-foot-long fish, believed to be 90 million years old, once roamed the shallow waters during the early Cretaceous period. Unknown skeleton. A few years ago, while walking near a river in Vietnam, a man spotted a peculiar object on the bank that piqued his curiosity. To him, it appeared to be the skeleton of an unknown species. With its shapeless head, twisted body, and long skinny legs, none of its features resembled any known creature. The mystery of the unidentified skeleton lingered until it was taken to a lab for analysis. There, all the suspense was resolved when it turned out that the mysterious structure was actually just a part of an old tree trunk. It had grown in such an unusual way that it took on the appearance of a creature from another world. Wolf dog. Dying at the tender age of 6, 9 weeks and dating back over 50,000 years, meet Jur-Ar, the ancient yet youngest wolf pup ever discovered, found in the permafrost near Dawson City in Yukon Territory. Missing only her eyes, researchers have hailed ZHR as the most perfectly preserved wolf mummy they've encountered. Remarkably, her torso and even her internal organs are completely intact. While investigations of the tiny mummy continue, researchers speculate that her death was likely due to starvation, or possibly a predator's attack given her vulnerable age and inability to defend herself. Ancient Glyptodon. While herding his cattle along a dried-up stream in Argentina, a farmer noticed some unusual protrusions near the bank, which upon closer inspection turned out to be large rocky structures. After alerting local authorities, a thorough investigation was conducted, revealing that these supposed rocks were actually fossil remains of enormous glyptodons. These car-sized shells from ancient creatures are believed to be 20,000 years old and were aligned as if they were walking towards something. Among the findings were 2 adults and 2 juveniles. Heavy machinery was used to extract the massive shells, and ongoing analyses aim to determine their exact age and the reasons behind the demise of these prehistoric giants. Drought-surviving fish. Able to survive in extreme water flow or in its complete absence, this fish is incredibly resilient. Commonly found in the waters of Africa, it adapts to drought conditions by breathing air, earning it the name lungfish. Like other fish, lungfish have gills that allow them to extract oxygen from water. However, they are also equipped with lungs to breathe air when necessary. Survival in dry conditions requires more than just breathing though. Lungfish secrete a layer of mucus around their bodies, which serves as a critical source of nutrients during droughts. This mucus contains essential nutrients, allowing them to survive for up to a year without water. Once the rains return, they re-emerge into the water. Unknown river monster. Rivers undoubtedly harbor creatures that remain hidden from human sight, some from unknown time periods. During an aerial survey over the Coatzacoalcos River in Mexico, a mysterious creature was spotted by a drone. Beneath the murky river water, the creature appeared as a massive object, fearlessly floating. Despite being filmed, little is known about the figure as it swiftly vanished into the foggy waves. Speculation abounds regarding its identity, with some suggesting it could be evidence of a Loch Ness monster. However, uncertainty remains, as it may well be another type of river monster lurking below. Mermaid tail. Nearly a decade ago, this bizarre creature was captured on film when a couple of fishermen were casting their lines in the River Siren. Suddenly, just a few meters from their boat, they spotted a massive tail splashing through the water's surface. Initially, they thought it might be a type of dolphin, but it seemed unlikely for such mammals to inhabit that particular habitat. Moreover, the forked tail hinted at a mythical underwater creature. Alternatively, it was speculated to be a predatory fish known for hunting seals. However, since only the tail was visible, the couple became convinced they had caught a glimpse of a mermaid lurking beneath the river's surface. Weird being. This time, a peculiar creature was discovered not in the dried-up section of the river or skulking on the water's surface, but just a few paces from the riverbank. While searching for his lost pet, a man stumbled upon something truly otherworldly. There, lying on the muddy ground, was a strange body. Initially puzzled, he decided to closely inspect it using a tree branch he held in his hand. With its pinkish skin, slippery, stiff body, and unfamiliar features, the creature resembled something out of a failed scientific experiment. None of its characteristics resembled those of any known life form. While some speculated it could be the decaying body of an amphibian, no one was confident enough to make any definitive statements about this peculiar being. Tiny humanoid alien. For ages, the river near Utah's Area 51 has been shrouded in mystery, known for its reputation of harboring strange phenomena. Hoping to experience something eerie firsthand, a woman decided to spend her day there. To her shock, she stumbled upon something peculiar hanging onto a rock. Resembling a miniature human, the creature had an added element of creepiness with its stripy body. When the woman uploaded a video of the encounter online, asking for identification, it sparked a heated debate. While some dismissed it as a hoax, the majority believed it to be an actual alien creature captured on film. Strange creature. Could it be a mutated fish, a deceased alien infant, or perhaps a newly emerged species from the depths of the water? This enigmatic creature, with its slimy body and fish-like structure, was discovered on the riverbank in the UK. Measuring less than a meter in height, its species remained undetermined, prompting authorities to intervene. After swiftly arriving at the scene, they took the mysterious being into their custody, promising further investigation. However, even after a year had passed, no definitive answers had surfaced. This only heightened suspicions that the creature was indeed something truly unsettling. Prehistoric creature. A chilling incident unfolded with fishermen on a Chinese river as they headed home after a lengthy day of fishing. Sensing a significant disturbance in the river water, their thoughts immediately turned to a possible shark encounter. This unsettling event occurred on the Yangtze River in China in 2017. Preparing themselves to confront the presumed shark, they were taken aback when a hidden monster emerged uncomfortably close. In that moment, they were confronted with the eerie features of the creature: a long snout, peculiar eyes, and an even more bizarre torso. Maneuvering through the waters, the sight shook the fishermen to their very cores. But what was this alien-like fish? Was it a mutated alligator gar, or perhaps a captured Loch Ness monster? Share your thoughts on this perplexing encounter. Beast crossing river. When boating along a river, one never knows what unexpected encounters lie ahead. While navigating through the uncharted territory of the Amazon River, a man spotted a peculiar creature walking within the water. Initially mistaking it for a bear crossing the river, upon closer inspection, he realized it was an entirely different bipedal creature, bearing no resemblance to any known species. Moreover, it seemed improbable for any wild animal to cross the river as swiftly as this creature did. Judging by its size alone, the man wisely decided against approaching too closely. Nonetheless, he managed to capture these rare moments from a safe distance, allowing researchers to gather valuable insights into this enigmatic beast roaming the unexplored wilderness. Living king rat. This peculiar occurrence unfolded in Russia when a farmer was inspecting his crops for signs of rodents infesting his fields. Little did he know that this routine survey would lead to the most unusual discovery of his life. Upon peering beneath the greenery, he was met with a startling sight: a bizarre cluster of rats entangled and struggling to break free. Initially unsettling, further investigation revealed that this peculiar gathering of rodents was actually a rat king, a rare phenomenon where the tails of multiple rats become intertwined and bound together. Typically, rats caught in such a situation do not survive. However, in an unprecedented turn of events, this was the first recorded instance of a living rat king consisting of 5 mice. In folklore, rat kings are often associated with various superstitions and regarded as harbingers of ill fortune, particularly linked to plagues. Monster fish. If there were a term beyond huge, it would be aptly applied here, as merely labeling it as huge fails to convey the enormity of its size. Hoisted by a team of over 5 individuals, we have here an immensely large fish discovered a few years ago along a riverbank in the Caribbean region of the Dominican Republic. Dubbed the Goliath grouper, this colossal fish was inadvertently ensnared in a fishing net and was found lifeless. Given its rarity as a catch, rather than discarding the uncommon carcass, a decision was made to transport it to a research center for a thorough analysis of the circumstances surrounding its demise. Cyclops fish. You may have encountered numerous peculiar creatures throughout your life, but I'm confident that this Cyclops fish must rank as the most extraordinary of them all. Not only was it a Cyclops, but it was also an albino Cyclops fish. This white fetus, bearing a single eerie eye, was discovered by a fisherman in Mexico. Initially incredulous at the sight of this bizarre-looking creature, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. This remarkably unusual creature was found within its mother's belly, alongside its siblings. Remarkably, none of the other offspring possessed a single functioning eye, positioned at the front of their heads. The exceedingly rare albino Cyclops fish was hailed as a one-of-a-kind discovery. Sadly, its life was short-lived, as it succumbed shortly after its discovery. Conjoined trawls. Seems like the waterways of our planet are intent on surprising us by unveiling some of the most enigmatic and rare aquatic creatures. A few years ago in Indonesia, another anomaly from the river astonished a fisherman when he discovered a peculiar 2-headed fish ensnared in his fishing net. While a 2-headed fish might sound like a mythical creature, it was indeed captured, and even more remarkably, found alive. Another fish bearing similar features was also retrieved from a lake. This peculiar-looking fish was discovered with 2 fully developed heads, joined from its abdomen. Initially presumed to be mutated due to contamination in the lake, biologists refuted this notion by asserting that this Asian carp was born deformed. Prehistoric shark. A Japanese fisherman reeled in the catch of a lifetime when he discovered a highly rare shark ensnared on his fishing line. Bringing the shark aboard his boat, he soon realized it was a living specimen of the prehistoric frilled shark. Once believed to be extinct, these sharks typically inhabit depths exceeding 600 meters and can reach lengths of up to 2 meters. Although a prized discovery for marine biologists, the shark held little commercial value for the fishermen. The eel-like shark, adorned with sharp teeth, was in a severely compromised physical state and was found swimming in the shallow waters near the coast of Japan, close to the city of Shizuoka. Unfortunately, it succumbed to its condition and perished mere hours after being retrieved from the water. Let's talk about the thumbnail. A fun boat ride turned into a terrifying one when these people reached the middle of the ocean and discovered creatures that looked like deformed monkeys sitting outside a cave as if they were performing some kind of ritual in the middle of the ocean. There were 4 or 5 of them, but the fact that these animals did not react to the passing of humans, and one of the weird creatures even tried to reach the tourist's boat. But soon it was known that the animals were actually actors working for a local company in Thailand. What's your take on this picture? What would you have done if you didn't know they were actors? We're all ears. Stream of fish in dry land. Not an ancient artifact nor a mummified creature, but this time nature astounded people with something unexpected. A massive shoal of fish congregating in a deserted area. Perceiving it as a foreboding sign, locals feared an impending disaster. However, upon examination by biologists, it was revealed that the phenomenon occurred due to changes in river flow. Typically flowing in a consistent direction, the altered course of the water, possibly due to human intervention, led the fish into the desert. Fortunately, they were promptly rescued from the desolate surroundings and returned to the river, their natural habitat. Thanks a bunch for checking out the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your buddies. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the awesome upcoming videos. Thanks again.